and welcome back. Today we're joined by Johnny Stanz. Johnny, how about you introduce yourself?
All right. Well, my name is Johnny Stanz. I am from right just outside Buffalo, New York. I did wanted to be in the military my entire life. Finally, after high school, I broke my kneecap playing soccer my senior year, so they wouldn't let me join. I went to wasted some time going to college. It wasn't what I thought it would be. I quit, signed up for the Marine Corps because I was healed up enough to do so. And right after I signed up, I was waiting to go to boot camp. 9/11 happened. So I was like, well, it's going to be a freaking busy time now. And I went in, and it surely was. I got 2 Purple Hearts. I was shot in the ear, and I was blown up. One in Iraq, one in Afghanistan. Uh, I had an amazing life. Even since then, I mean, I got retired at 27 years old. I was like, what am I going to do with my life now? So I just started traveling my butt off, living like crazy, traveling everywhere. Met my wife in Dublin, but she was from the area, from Munich. So did a lot of traveling back and forth between there. Got to do a lot of Oktoberfests.
Very cool.
We just had our first baby, a daughter. We had her December 23rd last year. And so new adventures always coming at me.
So you've had a fairly eventful life so far.
Oh man, it's
And
couldn't ask for a better one.
so we had Fred Lewis kind of hype you up to hell before we before we had you on. We were going to do this like a while back, but you had the kids, so we had to give you some time, obviously.
Appreciate
So what's the story, man? What's it like where you are? How's things at the moment?
it's pretty. I mean, I hear stories about in Florida, like if you wear a mask in Florida right now, they'll be like, "What the heck are you doing?" In New York, you have to wear a mask, and I don't know. I got mixed feelings on it. I mean, it's, you don't want to spread diseases. At the same time, everything you hear about on Facebook, is it really as bad as they say? I got buddies in the medical field who say it's not. I got buddies in the medical field who say it is. I don't freaking know what to believe. In New York is rarely a place you want to be. I don't know.
In general, overall?
I'm trying to start a. I don't want to get political because I know we should always stay away from that, but I'm trying to get people to say, welcome to communist New York.
Yeah. Okay. It's a divisive subject. We've had a variety of guests on with a couple of different opinions.
Yeah,
We had a flat Earth guy who was just like, it's not real. So that was an experience.
really. Wow, I've never talked to one. I hear about them, but
Yeah, well, it's like talking to a brick wall.
uh,
So
yeah,
I'll tell you that much. And it is
especially
one.
having
Yeah,
done so much traveling as I've done, I'm like, have they never left home?
yeah that's don't get me started.
Uh,
But yeah, that's what I think too. So about your military service, you didn't get in originally, but then you got in and 9/11 happened. Dude, that must have been like a serious fucking time. What happened?
well, all right, so you can't tell anybody this part.
Okay,
Tell me that.
if you're listening, you close your ears now, everyone.
But of course, Charlie Sheen made it look so awesome, and Navy SEALs had all the awesome movies and books. So when I was a kid, I was like, dude, I want to be a Navy SEAL. And I decided, because I was, if I could show you a picture, I was a skinny, nerdy, not military-esque type person growing up. And I was like, all right, I'll join the Marine Corps and take steps. They got a thing called recon, the force recon, and I'll take steps and go through that and then switch over to Navy SEAL. Well, once I got into recon, I was like, all right, this is freaking some awesome stuff. And then I was getting ready to switch out over to the Navy, and I was actually deployed in Africa and they said, hey, Marine Corps, you're the only one without a group in SOCOM, the Special Operations Command. Navy has SEALs, Army's got Green Berets and Rangers, Air Force has groups. Marine Corps, you need a group. And so they said, Force Recon, you're now MARSOC, and you're SOCOM. And I was like, dude, I'm definitely going that route then and not switching over to the Navy SEALs. And upon doing that, I got put onto a free fall team, and they said, "Hey, the Navy SEALs opened their free fall course to us now. They wouldn't open it before because we weren't SOCOM, but they opened it to us now." Got there and worked with a bunch of the SEALs. I was like, glad I didn't make the switch. Not talking bad about SEALs. I got a lot of SEAL buddies, but
Yeah, that's a divisive subject in the States. Like, they're different military groups. Like everyone makes fun of like the Coast Guard and shit. Yeah.
well, you said military groups. I don't really count the Coast Guard.
All right. Well, I'm over here in the sticks in Ireland. I see like the occasional funny video. Like I seen one the other day, and it was like the different branches of the military waking up, and that's the reason I said Coast Guard, because like that was the one that got up. Like they had like their guy in charge of them, like took him out of bed and give him like their meal in like a little plastic tub. Yeah. Yeah, and like the SEALs, they jump up and do a couple of push-ups and shit. Yeah.
What they have for the Marines?
I think they went around like a pretty soft again. Like it wasn't as bad, but like it wasn't the SEALs. Yeah.
But it's
so
the truth will come out how much more powerful we are.
Yeah.
I love busting their balls.
So remember, looking at living proof how powerful they are. Look at yourself.
Crazy, man. You're built like
fucking hell. Look at that, man.
But yeah, like, I mean, we hear a lot like, you know, when people get out of the army, they kind of get dumped and don't know what to do with themselves.
Oh yeah.
You know, you've kind of had like, and same with Fred, like you guys have done like so much shit ever since you left the military. So what was that like for you when you first came out? What was your thoughts?
Honestly, that's freaking no joke at all. And even now, I've done more than any freaking like 20 people put together, but there's days I'm like, oh, what am I doing? My life sucks. I was doing what I loved, what I wanted to do my whole life. Like, you know, it was the best ever. And then I thought about, so we're probably beating around the bush with the whole veteran suicide thing, but so I'll get on that. When I woke up from the coma, and I didn't really describe my injury today yet.
No, not yet. But
no, you haven't said anything about it yet.
So on August 15th, 2009, I was told all of this because once I got out, my last memory is 2 weeks prior to August 15th. So I was told we were on a raid, took something like 9 high-value targets. We're driving back from it, and an IED went off under my truck, launched us 70 feet, and started a 2-hour ambush. It was to initiate an ambush, and they got me out of there. Stabilized, got me to Kabul or wherever in Afghanistan. Stabilized me real quick, took me up to Germany. Germany worked on me for 2 days and tried to fly me out immediately the way they do to Bethesda, Maryland, the Naval Hospital. But they took off. My head destabilized, turned the plane around, landed it back in Germany. And then they did it again the next day, head destabilized, turned the plane around. They called my family and told them 0% chance I'm going to live. We're going to fly you all out here to say goodbye while he's still alive. And so they flew my family to DC, got them all passports within an hour, and flew them all out to Germany. They were out there 10 days. I have no idea what happened during that 10 days. I was still in coma. I had stabilized enough to take the flight again, but this time my little brother had to fly with me because I said most likely I'll die in the transatlantic. And spoiler alert, I didn't die. Got to Bethesda, and they said, all right. They worked on me for 5.5 weeks in Bethesda. They said, we've done all we can, nothing more medically can be done for him. Put him in a rest home and let him drift to death in peace. They need the room. My family said, nope. Spread out, found a better hospital up in Philadelphia. Took me up there. After a week and a half, I woke up, and they said, all right, he can wake, but he'll never walk or talk or even eat on his own. He can eat without your help to do a miracle. After about, I got there, I woke up officially from a coma October 6th. Don't remember anything before October 31st. So August 1st to October 31st is like I went to sleep, didn't have a dream, and woke up. Weird. I just woke up and Philly. Was like, what? But and then I was released from the hospital December 12th, 09, never to be able to live on my own again. So in addition, I was put down to my parents' house, just 4 houses away from where I live now. Around about every second, when I was too far. But now that I'm married and have
Say that bit again a bit louder, or if you can come closer to your mic at all.
oh, what part?
I just part you when I cut you off there. Sorry.
Oh, so they told me I could never live on my own again. So a nonprofit put an addition down to my parents' house. And then I decided they were wrong about me dying, wrong about me not waking from coma, wrong about me not walking or talking. So I can live on my own. So I bought a house, went up for sale, just 4 houses down from my parents. So I said, you know what, I'll buy that. And that's where me and my wife and my daughter currently live. But we're like, let's spread our wings a bit. We don't have to live this close anymore. So we're considering it. We're contemplating Ireland. We're contemplating Scotland. We're contemplating Germany, where she's from. We're worldly people.
Well, I'd recommend not coming to Ireland, man. The housing crisis shit here
Dodge
is
that one.
not good.
Like a bullet.
I'll give you advice straight up. It's expensive to live in Ireland these days.
Look, it has one of like the highest rent prices of all of Europe, and
It's
even like buying a house, that trend sticks around. It's still rough, so pass. I don't know what the story is with Scotland, but if you want the Irish experience outside of Ireland, you're pretty close up there.
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking, because at this house, it's only 1,300 square feet, but it's got a nice, a little bit of a quarter of an acre little yard for the dogs to run and everything. I'm like, that's probably not too easy to find in all places in Ireland.
No, well, man, number one, like that's pretty heavy stuff with your coma.
oh yeah.
I knew about like, you had something go on. I wasn't sure like how bad it was, but it reminds me of a guy we had on. I think he also served in
Afghan, yeah.
Damien Tomlinson.
Mm.
Yeah, same thing happened to him basically, but in the end he lost a leg, and it really fucked up one of his arms. But then like he went on to do like one of these Survivor shows, and like Australia's Survivor, and then I think he's like one of the best golfers in all of Australia now. I think it's weird how people go on from that kind of stuff.
I saw something about one leg veteran. But that reminded me. I get up. That's the problem with the brain injury. I get off on tangents, then forget why I even started the story. When I woke up,
that just sounds like part of being human.
But I got excuse you guys don't. So,
I'm sorry. I want to ask a couple things about that coma though.
Oh.
Like you hear like people in like hospital beds in comas being able to hear people around them. Did that happen for you, or was it just gone?
No, I've asked about that too. I don't remember anything like that. And they said comas are totally different. Every single person is totally different. Some people, one nurse was telling me about how there was a doctor who had really bad coffee breath all the time, and one of the person he'd get close and talk to somebody in a coma, and then when that person woke up and came back from the coma, came back from that new hospital he went to, he would go around and smell the different doctors' breaths and was like, "You were my doctor." He could tell, and he was in the coma the whole time. For me, it was completely nothing. I've heard of dreams. I've heard they have out-of-body experience. I've heard every story you can hear. But for me, it was totally like when you sleep and don't have a dream and just wake up the next morning, you're like, all right.
That's weird, man. Like that must have been really hard to adjust to when you came to. Like what, it happened like what, a month?
2 months.
Month and a half.
Over.
A month and a half, yeah.
Jesus.
That just sounds like I'm gone. Month and a half later, boom. What in the fuck?
And you're not even in the same country. You're not like your parents are there, and so I was actually totally 100% convinced I was in a dream.
That's rough.
It was, and my mom would tell me so many times, "You're not dreaming. They told us you think you were dreaming. You're not, Johnny. You're safe. You're in America." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, Mom." And so I was waiting to hear Mike Leakey, my next door neighbor. I was waiting to hear, "Hey, John, food truck's here. We got to unload the food truck." I'm like, "All right, come on, anytime now." It's coming. Never came. I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm not freaking dreaming."
Yeah, that's
That must be so strange, man. That like.
My wife is back there with my dog making faces, trying to make me laugh. Yeah. Great professionalism, honey.
We're just
We're
trying to see how full he is of himself.
Just go upstairs.
he's a great guy. You're very lucky.
I'm very lucky. Yeah, I am.
You're welcome.
Look at those apple trees.
There you go.
Go take care of my dog.
Would you believe, Johnny? That's not the first time that's happened on a podcast.
Good.
It's even happened to me.
I don't know what I would do.
But what was it? Question there. Well, when you came to, were you all healed up? Like you skipped, and I guess the healing process.
No. I had to do. I tell people, you say a word and I'll say therapy after it, and I was in that therapy. I had to do everything from learning. I had to learn to eat, to walk, to talk. But basically, I tell people my time in a coma was my second time in the womb. When I was born, woke up, I was a newborn. I couldn't sit. They had to first teach me to sit, and I would fall over. Sit me back up, and I would fall over. Then I could sit on my own. I'd have to learn to stand on my own. Then I could stand and learn to walk.
What do you attribute that to? Like muscle atrophy or like some kind of nerve damage?
I think mostly the brain injury.
Okay.
Part of my brain that was injured. A lot of the doctors that see the MRIs, they're like, "How are you still breathing?" Like, because the brain stem got damaged and it controls, I guess, everything. You don't have to think about. Your body does it for you. And
Yeah. Jesus, man.
I'm the luckiest guy.
Yeah, you sound pretty lucky there.
But
But,
going was a lot and playing crap. It's different kind of luck.
Yeah. Now your audio is still coming in a little bit quiet, so you may scream for us, Johnny. But
Oh.
what we asked for. But yeah, man, it sounds crazy.
But that's what I was getting at when I woke up in the hospital in Philadelphia. Is the only time I was like, man, I can't. I'm so damaged. I can't do anything anymore. I can't do my old job. What's the point of living? And I was like, I should just kill myself. Life's not worth living if I'm going to be stuck, potentially a vegetable the rest of my life. And then I just relatively quickly, from what I remember, decided if I kill myself, I'm giving those freaking terrorists exactly what they wanted. That's exactly what they're trying to do to me. Never thought about it again after that, because I will never get them freaking crap.
Yeah. We've talked to people who've been in these areas. Obviously, we've no fucking idea what it's like, but you do. So tell us what it was like, man. Like, I hear it's dog eat dog. It's worse. It's hell on earth.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on where you go. It depends on, like, I would do, because I'd have a beard over there. I went on a lot of cover operations and stuff, dressed as one of them and everything. And we'd go around and we'd be getting really to know people. And there's a lot of good people as much as there are bad people too. That the area itself is beautiful. Like if the people weren't so crazy there, I would go there for vacation. It's a very beautiful country, of course. And, down south, I never went down there, but I hear that's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But up north, oh man, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There was plenty of times where on cover operations, I'd be like, well, this is my last second on earth. Just kiss my last goodbye. But then it was, I don't know. It's hard to put into words.
Yeah.
I do.
I hardly want you like reliving that kind of stuff because it was traumatic. Like, but
that kind of stuff. My whole thing with with the PTSD and can't think about your past. Is, have you ever seen the movie The Lion King? It's a cartoon movie from years
Yeah.
ago.
I've heard of it.
And the baboon Rafiki hits Simba with the stick. He says, "Ow, what did you do that for?" And Rafiki says, "Doesn't matter. It's in the past. You can either run from it or you can learn from it." Then he swings again, and Simba ducks. And that's
There you go.
that's all you gotta do. You can't change it. It's freaking in the past. Get over it, learn from it, and we're going.
Yeah.
And what things did you take away from it then, if I can ask? Well, you said you have to learn from it. What did you learn from being over there? And
I see. You're getting deeper than I was. I was just trying to sound smart for a minute, and now you're screwing me by making.
No.
Hang on.
You had to learn something there like that.
No, I think I learned. I don't know. I learned not to trust people, but also that you have to trust people. It's like super weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned about people, really. People
I guess you would have learned like how bad they can get.
how bad people can get, how people, what's going to happen when things get really bad, how people are going to react. I think that's the main thing, is just I learned about people.
Yeah.
And that's what I always try to do. I love learning people, and I like to say I'm a socialist, but then people remind me, no, you're not a socialist, Johnny. I'm the social-est person.
Yeah. Social is something different. Yeah.
Everybody, that's right. Okay.
What was I going to say? But moving on from being in the military, and you got better. Somehow you made your way onto Goldrush. I don't know how I haven't even talked about it yet. That's a pretty damn cool show. But here's the thing now. I don't know why, but when we were doing some advertising for that episode with Fred, because you worked with Fred, right? You guys were together. He recommended you anyway. But when we did some advertising, people weren't the biggest fan of Fred for some reason. I don't understand why.
I see that on Facebook, on the Facebook group.
Dude, like I shared it and I got like there's a thread of like 44 comments, and it was like, "You know about this guy?" And we talked to him. We're like, "This guy rocks."
you guys
He's
awesome.
getting on again. Like we don't invite many people back, but he's coming back at some point.
I love it. I love being hated.
Why do you think there was a bit of hate thrown towards you guys?
I don't know. From what I read every time, those dudes just like, everybody is like, don't show Fred's team anymore, which I consider myself the biggest part of, because I'm behind it. But they all say, don't show Fred's team anymore. Just show Parker and whoever else. I don't even know who else on it. But I'm like, why do you want to see just huge machines digging the same holes, finding massive amounts of gold, when you could see freaking 7 dudes just don't know what they're doing out there trying to learn what they're doing and trying to make it on their own. They want to see, like, they don't want to, how can I put it as an example? They don't want to see Steve Jobs in his garage inventing, Apple. They want to see him once he's made billions. I'm like, why do you want to see that crap?
They don't care about the process.
I want to see the beginning process.
But everyone has to start somewhere, dude.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of it. I obviously don't agree with it after talking to you guys. This is bullshit, in fairness. I think, it's just people who aren't patient, who don't want to see the progress. They want to see the straightaway success, the instantaneous. That's just, they want to see you find like an unrealistic amount of gold.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, okay, those guys found gold. Maybe I could do that. Rather than see, okay, these guys are, wow, this must be really hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's what I don't get. Like, they're saying huge machines doing these things. We got pickaxes and shovels.
Mm.
Like, this is what you'd have. You wouldn't have the $1 billion machines that.
Of course not.
But dude, I think you guys are like one of the better bits of the show, in fairness. Because, again, like, just, it's like you can picture yourself in your shoes trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So how did you even get into that show?
So I met Fred years ago. I don't remember how many, but we were at a triathlon camp out at Nike World Headquarters in Oregon. And as I recall, he said, "John, you're one of the best looking, funniest, smartest, best dudes ever. You need to come on a show with me if I ever get famous." He'll never admit that. He'll tell you a different story.
Oh no, he'll lie and say that he just asked you to be on the show, but really it was complimenting your figure and your comedy, and I can understand.
Yeah,
Go
that's
on.
exactly what he said when he was on our show.
Yeah, weird.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
So we got roommated because everyone was double up. So they said, "All right, John and Fred." Never met him. John and Fred, you guys are roommates. I was like, "All right." He's an 18 Delta, which is a Green Beret medic, and I know a lot of Green Beret medics are all these guys. So, all right. So we roommated, and so I go right into my harassing, and oh yeah, he's always reminds me how I asked him if he wanted to be tickled. He likes getting tickled. I asked him if I could tickle him, and am I too far?
No, I think we're getting into the really deep stuff now and the really essential
Continue.
stuff.
Go on, please.
Please.
And I told like that.
Go on. I'm just kidding.
So he claimed that he wouldn't. I don't remember it because of the brain injury and the memory stuff. He said he wouldn't have to my problem. Found out later he got in with Parker and got on Goldrush and everything. I was like, dude, I want to be famous. If you ever can get me on there. And we stayed friends and everything. And he got his own mind and called me up, and I'm glad he did.
Yeah, he's a unique character, that guy.
Yeah.
He's really hardcore as well. Like
Maybe he's
so-
hardcore to you. He's softcore to me.
yeah. When he sees you, he's like, "That's a hardcore dude." So there you go. You're like
Hardcore
inches
break.
above. Yeah. There you go. But yeah, that show has been pretty cool. What's it been like, moving on from it? I know like it's still kind of going on, but
Yeah, it's I mean, I can't wait to get back and do it again. But I've been bumps in the road just because my wife, like I said, she's from Germany, and we just had a kid in December last year. Her parents, because of COVID, have not even met the child yet. So we're like,
that's
we got
rough.
Germany for a lot. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta get over to Germany for a while, but then that'll interfere with the show. So I'm like, choosing between, I always obviously choose family first.
No, of course.
Yeah,
a little bit on the show just to keep. And Fred's an awesome dude. He's told me, hey, if you can't make it happen this year, don't worry about it. Your spot's safe next year.
That's what friends are for, man.
That's what friends are for.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. With COVID, man, it's a rough situation. Even if you wanted to get married, like just beforehand, like you're still waiting. Like fuck.
Oh, I know, dude. So many, and people have missed out on their like funerals of their family members, and
Yeah, that's a rough one.
that's the freaking whole thing.
Because I don't know what it's like in the States, but here, like, there's a limited amount of people who can go to a funeral if there is a funeral going on.
Yeah, see, for a while it was
Really sad.
wow. And I don't get it. Like, I don't know what the truth is about how many people are actually dying from it or dying from pre-existing conditions, compounded by it, or I don't know. I'm almost
Yeah, like if you're dying a death of cancer,
yeah,
it'll finish you off. Yeah,
right.
that's
But
a big factor.
won't be it.
Mm.
But died of COVID. Like,
But there has been that controversy in the States. Like, are they putting that down as a that is a weird one. I don't think that kind of carry on goes on here, or if it does, I've never heard of it. But in the States, I've definitely heard of that, and that can make you be a bit like wary of it. I understand.
Like,
But at the end of the day, like, it's real. Like I know people who've had it, they've been fine. I know people who've had it and they've been a bit since it. Excuse me. Thankfully, no one who's died. So
over there,
knock on wood. How about you? You know anyone who got it, or?
My brother tells me that his boss's wife got it, not somebody I knew. I've heard people say, "Oh yeah, I had it, and I was down for about 3 days and came back." I haven't heard of any. I don't personally know anybody that's died of it. Um, I got no idea what to do.
Hmm.
Initially, I was making the joke. Oh yeah, one of my buddies, he got shot in a drive-by. He took 2 bullets to the head, got shot, died instantly of COVID. How ridiculous it was getting for a while over here. Like, they were blaming
Yeah.
if you died during this era, you died of COVID, no matter what it was.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I would really hope that they did not put that down. Because, genuinely, like, conspiracy shit to the side. If they put down, like, a shooting death as a COVID death, there's a big problem. I'm hoping that doesn't go on. But, yeah. That's weird stuff. But, what's the cases been like where you're from? Have they been okay?
Yeah, honestly, I've heard of a few. I think I've heard of more people have had it, never even went to the hospital. They just were like a little sick for a few days and then they got sick. And it was COVID. Maybe I just because we don't really get out that much, especially with a baby, because of the fear. We're not taking her around.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in fairness, you got a baby there, you don't want to risk it. Yeah, that would be pretty regretful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But get off the subject. You said earlier to us that you went traveling, and you said you came to Ireland. So I want to know, what's your impression of Ireland? You said you're in Dublin, right?
And be nice.
I will be honest and say it is freaking awesome. We love, I mean, of course I love Dublin, but that should be, get there, see the Guinness Brewery, see the Jameson Distillery, see the...
Speaking of Jameson, what's going on with that hat?
Oh, I bought this hat at the Jameson Distillery. I'm so glad you asked.
There you go.
Wow. Wouldn't it just be awesome if Jameson sent us some free beer or even whiskey?
Yeah.
I don't think they'd send us beer, but if they sent whiskey, let me tell you about Jameson. It's delicious and nutritious.
Yeah.
It's good. So Jameson, if you're out there listening, the whiskey's amazing. Send it our way.
There you go. But yeah, you visited some stuff here. The Guinness Brewery, the Jameson Distillery. What else?
I was at I believe it was 6 a.m. We had to meet in front of this tiny church in Dublin to take a bus tour across to see the Cliffs of Moher.
Oh, lovely.
So I get out there and there's all kinds of people around, and I see these two women standing there who I just assumed they were Irish girls. I don't know what they were. I walk over to them naturally. So you two ladies are here for the Cliffs of Moher tour, and in my mind, I'm convinced they were melting. Oh my gosh, God Muffin is talking to us, and my wife, who is one of the ladies, claimed that she was thinking, "Yes, you idiot! Why do you think we're standing there?" And
that's how you met your wife.
What's that?
So that's how you met your wife.
So that's where I met my wife. But they were going on a different bus. Her and her friend were going on a different bus. And so I got their number. I went on my tour. They went on their tour. Came back, and I went to, I think it was one of the bars and started drinking, called them. They said, "Oh, we're down here drinking at, so I went over and met up with them. They were swooning over me, as you can imagine. If I was a woman and I saw somebody that looked like this, oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do. I actually wish that I was a woman so that I could go for me.
Okay, there you go.
The men want to be him and the women want to get with him. I swear, man.
There you go.
I'm not gonna talk about who's gonna.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Great, I love it. I was thinking about something earlier with Thomas. We have a chat, and we're like talking about like if you're back in the Stone Age with Tuk Tuk and the boys, you know, the cavemen, would you know how to do things that we do nowadays? Like, and when I was thinking about like gold mining, like how long, like if they didn't know about gold, like they go from start, how fucking big would that be today? I don't like I don't know. It's pretty damn essential. Like I don't know like where you guys sell it off to, but imagine not having the right machinery trying to get that stuff done. Like even with the right machinery, it looks like it kind of fucks up a little bit. But yeah.
In the Stone Age, I couldn't imagine it mattering too much. You were just trying to live then. But like
That'd be cool.
in the time of like the old Wild West, when everybody was taking the Oregon Trail to find gold and all that, that man. When we saw some places that were out when we were in Oregon, we saw places that were from that era, you know, caves in the side of the mountains and everything, and some were collapsed, and you could imagine they were collapsed while people were in them, and what they dug those out with, shovels and pickaxes, and a lot of, unfortunately, Chinese slavery was big back then, and I'm like, God, dang, just sit there imagining it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Like we think about history and we don't really think about the dodgy stuff. We try to look at the more positive, like, oh, Columbus found a new world, and everyone got on. They were all great friends, and now we have modern day America.
Wait,
But no.
why? What happened to Columbus?
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love history. I love learning the truth about everything, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know your history.
Absolutely.
No matter where you're from. Like there's some rich Irish history here, and then there's some forgotten bits.
Yeah.
But at least with the States, like kind of the entire history of what built it is there. Just about everything is there.
Yeah.
With a lot of old European history, with all the pillaging and burnings, some stuff got erased. But you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so old, it's now part of the earth. I mean, you guys got castles that are older than this thing.
Yeah, maybe makes you think about like lost knowledge. Like what was that thing with the Library of Alexandria? Is that the thing? When it burnt down, they reckon they lost like nearly 1,000 years of human knowledge.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Because it had everything in it apparently.
Shit.
And that's just like a super well-known one. I mean, imagine how many are out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like how many like back in the days of Babylon and Mesopotamia and stuff. Like what happened there? What got burned away or lost even?
That was actually, I just mentioned Babylon. That was one of the cool things I got to do. I got to go to the gates of Babylon. We're on one of the FOBs, the forward operating bases in Iraq, that we just stopped at real quick one night on our mission. And I'm like, oh, I got to get a picture by the.
Oh yeah. What was Babylon? Why is it significant? Was it one of the first human cities or civilizations?
I remember right. Yeah, it was a really evil one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a Google search here to find out.
I can't remember the true significance of that. I want to say it was the heart of evil for a while, but
So it was a Babylon Empire. Okay, there was two separate ones apparently.
the empire was different than the actual Bible. That one.
It was founded in 2300 BC. Yeah. Okay, there's two versions of it. It was abandoned in 1000 AD. That's not that long ago.
That was yesteryear, as they like to say.
Yeah, in terms of history, yeah, yesteryear. Yeah, I'm still not finding why it was that relevant. Was it the first? Or what was the
I swear
first?
it's mentioned in the Bible.
I think it is has something
Yeah,
to do with
it
the
is in
Bible,
the
doesn't it?
Bible.
Yeah.
I wonder why it's bad in the Bible.
say Jesus had a bad sandwich day or something. He kind of just like told the apostles to write that down.
The delis there weren't that good, and the sandwiches were a bit moldy. Like,
Yeah, it's like they serve shit sandwiches, so just say they killed some good people, or So the Bible's full of that stuff, man. Don't believe any of it, like.
yeah, even when he went to Egypt, like he reckoned the lads there weren't that sound, like.
No.
And yeah, they did a dodgy chicken roll. So yeah, it wasn't the first civilization, anyway. But yeah, history's cool, man.
Yeah. First civilization, that would be the Garden of Eden.
Yeah,
you ever heard of it?
Get your facts straight, buddy. The snake, the talking snake, Jared. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Forget. We can never stay ahead of you.
Well, what's your history like? Where's your people from?
So,
Any Irish in you? Any Scots? German?
I used to say half Italian, half Irish, but then doing a little research because my dad was adopted, and I was like, that makes me curious. Because my last name is German, Stanz, means punching. Technically, it means like punching holes out of metal, but I just say punching.
Nah, punching, it's like kicking the shit out of other guys.
So what? Like that has something to do with like a blacksmith or something, would it?
A what?
I said, would that have something to do with like a blacksmith then, like your last name?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
But and I was like, you know what though, that would be his parents, but his nationality, I wonder where that was from. So I did a little research and found out he's actually half Italian, half Irish. My mom's full Italian from history, and I'm apparently 3/4 Italian, 1/4 Irish.
It's cool, man.
It's pretty cool. Man. Yeah, not too well versed in Italy, besides the whole Roman ordeal. But the Irish, yeah, we're fairly sound over here.
I'd say so.
Inside the whole Roman orgy?
I said ordeal.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something.
Nice one, Johnny.
Well, in all fairness to him, Jared, I genuinely thought you said the same thing. It's like
I did not say
words get muddled up sometimes.
the old Italian orgy, is it? No.
It's always an Italian orgy when I'm.
Oh, fair. Yeah, apparently, like the ancient Greece and ancient Rome was actually into that kind of stuff. They were crazy.
That's all there was to do, so do it.
Yeah, they know like virtual reality stuff or podcasts. They'd nothing.
So it was kind of like build empires and orgy stuff,
Build empires. Orgies. The bigger the empire, the bigger the orgy, apparently. That's why the Romans are the biggest. There you go.
Tell me I have the hugest empire on computer games.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so dumb. Yeah.
You're falling into my world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's been interesting talking about your world so far. Dude, you had some fucking crazy shit, and like I guess to you it's just normal. It's just like what you've been through. Like not everyone has that experience in the military that could have ended their lives, bounced back from it the way you did, got through PTSD so fast, and then ended up on Goldrush, and somehow be hated. What's the story there?
Like I tell everybody, 50% of the world loves me, 50% of the world hates me. Nobody's ever.
Do you think you could say that to the world again, a bit louder?
Like I tell everybody, 50% of the world loves me, 50% of the world hates me. Nobody's ever like, hey, do you know Johnny Stanz? Oh yeah, he's okay. No, it's either, oh yeah, he's freaking awesome, or yeah, he's a dickhead. Am I allowed to?
Well, look, hopefully anyone listening now gets a better idea of you. Because, Johnny, you sound like to talk to. It was super easy. I know you were a bit worried at the start how this was going to go. Have you done a podcast before?
No.
No? So
No? Oh, wow.
You've done really well. This has been really fun.
It's been perfect.
You're a funny guy. But moving on from Goldrush, like, what's the story with you? What's next for you?
Well, I went for this COVID trip, and because before I met my wife, and after retirement, it was just travel my butt off. So I got to do what I think I've been to 32 countries now, and
Oh,
everywhere
wow.
I go, I like to meet new people, become friends with them, and then normally I'll travel with them. So I, at the same thing I met Fred at, the SOCOM Wounded Veterans thing, I met another Green Beret buddy who invited me to go running with the Bulls in Pamplona, Spain. Went there, got to run with the Bulls, got to freaking do all kinds of fun stuff. This is prior to the wife. Met an Australian girl. Went to Australia with her, got to swim the Great Barrier Reef, got to do all kinds of fun stuff with her.
Oh, wow.
On a flight to Australia, I met a Australian couple sitting in the plane next to me who I was sharing stories with, and he tells me, "Oh yeah, that's awesome that you travel so much. Here's my card. If you're ever in China, I live in Beijing. I'm a lawyer in Beijing now. Come over." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure I'll be in China any day now. Thanks." And then same buddy who invited me to running the Bulls invites me up to Norway in the Arctic Circle, check out the Northern Lights. So I go up there. I arrive a day prior to him. So I'm like, I'm not going to sit in the hostel all night. Go downstairs. I say, "You got any bars in this town?" Tiny, tiny, tiny little town. They had 2 bars across the street from each other. Walk into the first one, a Chinese guy behind the bar and a Norwegian at the bar. Sitting there talking for a couple hours. They were real cool. But the bar across the street is pretty poppin', like you kids like to say. So I'm like, "Oh, go check that one out." I go over there, and it was packed. It was nice, but it was real cliquey and very little English. End up being a high school reunion. I was like, all right. So I go back across the street. He's still serving, and he says, "Hey, it's getting closing time. If you guys want, I can wake my wife up and have her make some chicken curry." I was like, "Man, Asian wives are awesome. If you can do that." So we walk, hindsight, walking drunk down the alley with a Chinese guy and Norwegian, probably not a great idea, but they were both cool, so I did it. Made some awesome chicken curry, ate that up, it was great. I said, "Hey, tomorrow my buddies are getting, we're going to be going snowboarding since we're in the Arctic Circle. You guys got to come out with us." They said, "We don't snowboard." I said, "You can ski, that's fine." "We don't ski either." I said, "You live in the Arctic Circle, you're coming with." So they come out with Chinese grannies on ice. It was awesome. By the end of the day, they're like, "So we're married, but in China, you keep tradition. You do a husband's family's wedding and a wife's family's wedding, a separate event. I do the wife's family's wedding, so you guys should come to it." And I'm like, "I'm retired. I'll be there." My other buddies were like, "Oh, we got to work. We can't do blah, blah, blah." So I was the only one that could. So we stayed in contact over Facebook for 4 months leading up to the wedding in Yantai, China. He said, "All right, so my Norwegian buddies are going to join us in Nepal for the week, and Beijing for the week, and Shanghai for the week. But they have to leave before Yantai. So you're going to be the only man I know at the wedding, so you're my best man." I was like, "Sweet."
Oh, wow. That's fucking crazy. Jesus, man.
Crazy people out there. Oh my god. But we're not going to take up much more of your time. I have one final question that we'll let you head on.
Oh, that's no problem. I love talking about me.
Okay, well this one's a good question, then. Do you think enough is done for veterans in the state at the moment? The states.
Ooh, now no matter what I say, there's going to be, the 50% of the people that love me.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it 50-50 at the moment.
A lot of
orgies might have just annoyed the Italians, and now we're getting to the veterans.
that hate me are going to hate me no matter what I do. The 50% that love me, now you're splitting them down to somewhere.
Well,
so,
in the mid 25% of people like you, so
there you go.
Yeah,
that's good.
If 25% people like you, that's a couple. That's like 2 point something billion, man.
I only need 2 people to like me, and they're upstairs. So.
Yeah, me and Jared. No.
I think so. I got buddies that complain huge about the VA system. The VA system where they are. I think up here in Buffalo, the VA Western New York and Buffalo here has taken such a care of me. I have run into a few doctors that I'm like, why are you even a doctor, let alone at the VA? And I've tried to report them. I know there's always people saying the VA, they're the worst system in the world, blah, blah, blah. I've never had a problem with them, a major problem with them. I think usually when you got somebody whining so much about the system, if you delve deeper into the truth about what they're whining about, they're pretty much, I hate to say it, but they're usually just faking it and looking for handouts anyway. And like, if you really have a problem, you get taken care of. If you're looking for more than you deserve, you're gonna get freaking whine when you're not getting. So,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
a
a
lot of
fair
people.
interpretation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever see those videos of those like fake vets going around?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Have you ever encountered one?
I have actually encountered one. There was a guy.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, well, this one kind of had me like, I don't know. So we were doing a sporting event out in Colorado Springs, and this dude's in a Marine Corps dress blues uniform with screwed up ribbons and everything. And a bunch of the guys were like, dude, we got to go beat that dude down. I was like, let's freaking just go talk to him, see what this is all about. So I went over. They were obviously too hyped up to go over and talk. We got to keep it cool. I go over. I'm like, hey, you're obviously not really a Marine, or you wouldn't be wearing your medals like that or anything. What's the story here? He's like, oh well, yeah, you're right. I wasn't a Marine. My I forget who he said now. His cousin or his brother or whoever was a Marine from Vietnam, and he got forgotten about, by the VA and this. So I'm just here trying to raise awareness, pass out the pamphlets. I'm like, all right, I can respect what you're doing, but don't degrade the uniform by wearing it like that, and you never even earned the right to wear the uniform. So before these guys get cut loose on you, freaking go home. Don't get yourself hurt. Freaking spread the word, but do it in another way. Don't be dumb about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were respectful about it. Because that can go south. Like you've seen it. You've seen the video. You've seen the raw video.
Oh,
Of, lads wearing like nearly an airsoft uniform and like pretending like they're veterans.
I mean, and it's always I work a lot with like mentally handicapped, usually kids more than adults, but there's always, or a huge majority of the time, there's something more wrong with them that they're a reason to deal with. Not just normal, not just a fully sound person that's like, oh, I'm gonna do this. You gotta look. You gotta talk, find out.
Okay, that's fair.
Of course.
Well, now that the audience has been divided into the 25% election to 75. No.
Well, the one story I can tell to get the rest of them really hate me, I had an awesome idea for what's it called when you make metal?
Stolen valor? Is that what they call it?
Stolen valor. I had an awesome stolen valor idea. So get this, and you can put this out there. Probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't even say it, but I didn't.
Well, if you don't think you can say it, maybe don't say it.
No,
you can say it to us afterwards if you want.
I didn't do it. So what I was going to do, here it is. I was going to find a grenade, a local grenade, Iraq or Afghanistan, give it to an EOD tech to totally make it inert, like can't blow up, just so it's in shape.
Of course.
And have it pulled, clip taken off, and have it in my drop pouch where I drop magazines when I'm under fire. And then if we ever get put on a protection detail for a general or somebody high ranker that came out, I'd have that in my drop pouch, and we'd come under fire. I'd return fire and then flick the grenade out and then jump on it and be like, sir, get out of here. I don't know why this isn't going off. Just save yourself. He sees me taking that blast for him. That's a guaranteed Medal of Honor.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. If you want to get a Medal of Honor, there you go. Holy fuck. Imagine you pulled the wrong grenade. That's some Steve Rogers kind of stuff.
Maybe that's a good thing we never...
That is completely not Steve Rogers stuff, man.
No, remember to become Captain America when they were...
He jumps on... Yeah, but because he thought it was real. He thought the grenades were real, this guy.
Okay, well, then he'd be like the new Captain America at the moment. He'd be not so liked one. There you go.
Oh,
Is it-
fuck.
Mental.
problem with jokes like that is there's so many people. Like I actually just doubted myself whether I should say that joke or not because there's so many
Joke.
people in the world that are like, "What the heck is he talking about? Oh my god!" Like, what? Loosen up, world. It's life. You get one chance at it. Freaking have fun. It's not for crying.
Absolutely. And look, jokes are just jokes, and they're funny. Like you got a chuckle out of us. You got a reaction. That's it. And it doesn't go further than that. Like you're not going to do it. You're not encouraging people to do it. It's just a joke.
Exactly.
So if you're offended by that, shut the fuck up. That's just stupid. You got bigger problems than that. But anyway, Johnny, this has been a privilege. You're a fucking awesome guy. And this is one of the better episodes I've ever done. So I really appreciate your time. Johnny, if people want to check you out, where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram. You can go to my what do they call it? My call sign is Johnny_overscore.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was like Johnny overscore, and when I read the out loud, and I was like, oh, this guy. Yeah,
You figured out why I do it?
yeah, I figured it out.
I've just fucking realized that right now. For fuck's sake, man.
I tell somebody that in person. I'm like, yeah, I'm Johnny_overscore. They're like, oh, Johnny underscore. Where's overscore? Do you mean?
Yeah. But anyway, you're a jokester. There you go. But if people want to check him out, you know where to find him. So it's been a pleasure. Thanks a million, Johnny. So if you got this far in the episode, you're listening this far in, fair play to you. You're sound out. So yeah, if you got this far, fair play. Take it handy and good luck. Top of the morning, lads and ladies. Support for the Awfully Irish podcast is now brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming.
Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and you're no longer need the look of the Irish with the ladies. Manscaped just launched in Ireland. We've gone years without using the right tools for the job. You can now be one of the first men in Ireland to experience their life-changing products.
Your balls will thank you.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code IrishPod at manscaped.com.
That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code IrishPod.